Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into something that affects pretty much all of us. How the ancient, age-old duty of caring for our elderly is rapidly shifting from a physical responsibility to a heavily digital one. I mean, just think about the absolute massive leaps in technology we've seen in the last decade alone. It's wild, right? While younger generations have effortlessly surfed this wave of innovation, a lot of our elders have kind of been left stranded on the shore. So today, we're going to look at the very real impact of this digital divide, the vulnerabilities it creates for older folks, and the absolutely incredible initiatives working right now to bridge that gap. So let's kick things off with a pretty fundamental question. How do we care for our elders today? Seriously, take a second and think about it, because the COVID-19 pandemic completely shattered our traditional paradigms of connection. Like overnight, basic survival, getting groceries, ordering medicine, or even just seeing a friendly face required a reliable internet connection. The physical, hands-on care we used to provide morphed instantly into this desperate need for digital facilitation. If you look back at traditional stories, we often point to the ancient Indian myth of Shravana Kumara as the ultimate symbol of devotion. In the epic tales, he literally carried his blind and aging parents in 2 baskets slung across his shoulders just to take them on a pilgrimage. It is this beautiful, powerful image of physical sacrifice. But today, well, that duty looks completely different. For our elders, a pilgrimage today is often just trying to access a telehealth portal or figuring out how to join a family video call. Modern devotion isn't about carrying your parents on your shoulders anymore. It's about patiently guiding them through a complex and honestly pretty frustrating digital world. It's sitting down, taking a breath, and helping them install Zoom or showing them how a Facebook room works just so they can see their grandkids.
Section 1. The modern digital divide. Isolation in a connected world. We are living in this massive paradox. We've literally never been more connected as a species, yet a very specific demographic is experiencing unprecedented levels of isolation. To really wrap our heads around the scale of this, consider that India is currently the second largest internet market on the planet, boasting a staggering 560 million internet users. On the surface, that sounds like a massive triumph. You'd think absolutely everyone is online, reaping all the benefits of this digital revolution. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Beneath that massive 560 million figure lies a really stark contrast. While 54% of the general population uses smartphones, a mere 5% of that group belongs to seniors over the age of 55. 5%! Just think about that for a second. We're talking about a demographic that is projected to surpass 300 million people in the next 30 years, and only a tiny fraction are equipped to navigate the primary tool of modern communication. This complete lack of access directly limits their autonomy, their self-worth, and just their basic ability to feel independent.
Section 2. The cyber fraud threat. Vulnerability online. And it gets worse. This isolation isn't just about missing out on the family WhatsApp group or funny Zoom filters. It exposes a very real, very dangerous vulnerability. When our elders do finally manage to get online, they are basically stepping into a minefield without a map. As financial planning specialist Dr. Y.K. Gupta warns, seniors' rapid, totally unprepared transition to digital platforms makes them prime targets for phony calls and phishing emails. Think about it. Younger users have developed this sort of intrinsic filter for what looks like a scam, right? We just know not to click a suspicious link or give out a password over email. But a huge portion of the older generation, they haven't had the time to develop those digital defense mechanisms. They lack the expertise to verify information, which unquestionably puts them at an incredibly high risk for cyber fraud and financial exploitation.
Section 3. Bridging the connectivity gap. Scaling tech for the unconnected. So, what are we doing about it? How is this gap actually being bridged? Well, it starts from the ground up, with technology companies scaling their infrastructure to connect the unconnected, and finally moving into regions that have historically been left entirely in the dark. Take Dish TV's journey as a prime example. Way back in 2003, when analog cable was cheap and totally dominant in the cities, Dish TV made a pretty brilliant strategic pivot. Because entrenched cable operators dominated urban areas, Dish TV targeted what they called cable-dry and cable-frustrated rural markets. They literally built the market step by step, bringing direct-to-home satellite service to totally isolated areas. Fast forward to 2018, following a massive merger with Videocon D2H, they became the largest DTH provider in India with 17.7 million active subscribers. And look where that infrastructure leads. In 2025, they launched VZ Smart TVs running Google TV, the whole shebang. That means the very households they connected via satellite 2 decades ago now have fully integrated smart technology sitting right in their living rooms, providing the actual physical hardware needed to access the digital world.
Section 4. Kindness as the solution. Human guidance in a digital world.
But just putting a smart TV in a living room or handing someone a smartphone is only half the battle. Technology alone simply isn't enough. We need real human intervention. The IndiGive Foundation is tackling this practically with free cybersecurity workshops tailored specifically for the elderly. How do they do it? First, they completely strip away the intimidating tech jargon and teach in vernacular languages like Hindi and Gujarati. Second, they use super engaging audiovisual tools to make the concepts concrete and relatable rather than abstract. And third, and this is absolutely crucial, they provide trained moderators who create safe spaces where elders can ask questions without feeling judged. They even collect data from the participants to continuously tailor and improve these programs based on what the seniors actually need. They're essentially writing the instruction manual that our elders so desperately need right now.
And here is a really cool, scientifically backed twist to all of this. Guiding an elder isn't just a one-way street of sacrifice. Helping an elder navigate their smartphone provides actual, measurable neurochemical benefits for both of you. Studies on the impact of simple acts of kindness show that forging these social connections creates positive psychological and physiological changes in the brain. So, by sitting down and patiently explaining how to spot a fake email, you are quite literally improving your own mental well-being while fostering amazing intergenerational dialogue. It's a total win-win. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with one final provocative thought about your own role in bridging this digital divide. Will you be a modern Shravana Kumara? We know the elderly want to participate, they want to feel autonomous, and they have so much wisdom to share. They just need a guide. The next time you see an older relative or maybe a neighbor struggling with a screen, just remember that your patience is their empowerment. Will you take the time to carry them across the digital divide? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.